Hello and welcome back to TFR eSports Season 24. Here we are for Round 6 of the F2 Championship here for the British Grand Prix. And it's a British Grand Prix with a major twist because we've got a reversed layout tonight. For the very first time in TFR eSports around any circuit, we'll go in the opposite direction. And Epic the Animal, who joins me in the commentary box, we are all set for an absolutely crazy evening here in the F2 division.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're going to have to get right into it because the rain has already fallen here in qualifying. Jabs is the first to cross the line to start the lap, so I'm going to keep on board with him because in theory his lap times would be the best.
Yeah, I mean, just when you thought new circuit, there's going to be, well, I say new circuit, new layout that the drivers need to learn. We've got a bit of mixed conditions just thrown into the mix. This is basically going to be a one-shot quali here, Logan, and I think you're right. Jabs has got the best circuit at the minute.
Yeah, and he's got the biggest gap to anyone else as well. So he's got like 5-6 seconds to the guy behind, so in theory that would give him, what, a tenth or two? I don't know, some form of math.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's looking good through Sector 1, 28-3 through Sector 1. The car behind him did a 28-1, so actually Ronnie is quicker behind him. And not getting in each other's way is also going to be an issue here, as we got a Red Bull off in the background, I believe. I think that's a Red Bull. I don't know, because it's all blue dots this year. Thanks, EA.
I think that's the Mile or Kaliev. I think, actually, sorry, it is the Mile. We've also got the other Red Bull going quite slow, but Jabs there, struggling through that corner. I think it's because we have overcast conditions and then going into light rain. It means the rain hits basically immediately. We've got this very fast right-hander here, and then you got to get really hard on the brakes to get the car hooked in. And he's only got a couple of corners to go here. Yeah, and this is it's looking a bit rough.
It's looking a bit rough for him, so I'm going to actually go on board with Ronnie. We'll see what kind of time Jabs does, but Ronnie beat him in the first two sectors. So Ronnie is in a great position right now. Jabs does a 132.0. Oh, and Ronnie goes barely quicker, 129.8. Michael Luis goes way faster.
Yeah, that's 2 seconds up. Haraman only second now. Danique has gone second as well. We've got the McLaren coming round the final corner of Oracle. He's fourth, but there's big gaps here. And Michael Luis with a stunning lap there, really straight into it, and he might have made the real difference. Here's Hyperghost, only fourth.
Yeah, no one else is going to be able to beat that lap time because these track conditions are deteriorating quickly. You could see it on board with whoever you were on board with on the live feed, that as the lap went on, the grip was clearly getting worse and worse. So these conditions are deteriorating quickly, and anyone that has not been able to set a lap yet, well, you're fighting for 8th, as the Mile has a rough qualifying lap there, which is really surprising to me because he's been the pinnacle of consistency all season long.
Schaefer's in the pit lane. He's back tonight, and he's had to dive in the pit, so something's gone on there, and he's bailed out. He's not even going to get a lap time in. Javid Kapi, well, actually, the two RBs, they have qualifying bans, so that is something to keep in mind there. They will not be setting a competitive lap here. TL, he definitely invalidated. So too did Codematic, I believe. That's why they didn't get proper laps in. Codematic as well, back tonight after missing quite a few races. So they are in real big trouble here, Logan, because they're not going to be able to get anywhere near those times in front of them.
Especially when Michael Luis has just set pole position by over a second. Also, shout out to Danique. He had really good pace in Monaco. Unfortunate that he crashed out of that race, but definitely a driver showing a lot of potential in every session we've seen him in so far this season.
Absolutely. So, a fascinating grid then for the race coming up. Obviously, we have had 5 different winners from 5 races so far this season. Will we get a 6th tonight? Well, if it's the pole man who wins, we will not get that because Michael Luis obviously did win earlier in the season in Australia, but the likes of Danique, Hyperghost, Oracle, they all have not had a win yet this season. Kobanek said a purple first sector there. I think that's surely not accurate, but let's just see how he gets on with the remainder of this lap, because if that is the case, then we have seen him before last season. I'm not sure. I don't think you would have been here for that race, but in the US GP last season, the conditions were changing, and Codematic somehow pulled a lap from nowhere. But this will take the ultimate lap here, won't it, Logan? If he's going to find any pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't have the delta in front of us to know how much the conditions are deteriorating, but visually you can tell the water's really starting to lay on the track. I wouldn't be surprised if we see DRS deactivated sooner rather than later. He's looking good through the first couple sectors. Interesting line down that straight. And let's see what he does in the last couple corners here. Keeps it pinned. Doesn't go deep into the braking zone, but it does look slow through there. And his lap time is going to be way behind that of the pole sitters. But setting a legal lap is
Oh,
still going to put him ahead of 4 cars. He almost loses it. He's going to keep it pinned here. He does.
oh!
Hot, 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 hot! But he keeps a hold of it. It's a 137. Wow.
I mean, that was full lock and commitment there. Unfortunately, there is no pace left on the track because he is 7.5 seconds off the pace. But you'd imagine he'll stay P9. We've got TL also out there. Schaefer, I hope he realizes he has got a qualifying penalty here, or else he will get a DSQ for the main race, which we do not want to see. But we will keep an eye on that. There's a couple of cars retiring now, Logan, because they know this is done dusted. But what about this reverse layout? What do you make of this kind of different take on the circuit? Obviously, it's a lot more riskier because you've got corners like the one TL just went through there, where the gravel now is right up to the edge of the circuit. And I think we're going to see quite an eventful race with the nature of the track now.
Absolutely. I think the track is more difficult. You're more susceptible to making big mistakes, hitting too much of a curb, or even spinning out, as a lot of these corners kind of open up on the exit. Now they kind of close off on the exit when you go into the opposite direction. That, and when you approach these kind of high speed sections already at full speed, like the S section, it makes braking in there really tricky. So depending on the tire wear, the rear is going to be a lot looser compared to the more stable traditional layout, if what I'm saying makes any sense at all. Another factor in this race I want to point out is battery management.
Yeah.
You got a lot of straights, and that's too much time to be spending hot lap every single lap in race trim. So being able to manage the battery is going to be absolutely critical, especially for these drivers that have to come up through the field as they find themselves out of position in this tricky qualifying session. And also, speaking of that, I think that's a good time to start talking about where we're sitting in the championship right now. We've had 5 different winners, but the points...
well, it's incredibly close,
I actually forget who's leading. Is HyperGhost still leading the championship? I mean, not HyperGhost, Haribo Man.
It's been chopping and changing. You were right the first time, because HyperGhost is now in the championship lead. He gained 2 positions from his second place last week in Monaco. So he's popped himself now into the championship lead with Michael Luis second, but only 5 points behind. Never mind Michael Luis. There's 2 other drivers only 5 points behind. We've got 3 drivers all on the same points from second to fourth in the standings. Harriman and Oracle also join the Sauber driver in second place. We've then got JVKP in fifth, only 11 points off the top of the standings. And then former championship leader Ronnie in sixth. He himself is only 16 points behind, and he missed last week's Monaco GP. Schaefer has missed 3 races this season, and he's still in the mix. He's a way further back, about 40-odd points, but you cannot rule him out because he's clearly shown the pace this season to be competitive with those top drivers. So the thing is, it's going to be probably... I mean, I don't want to get too excited, but we are pretty much halfway through the season here. We've had different winners in every single race, and the top 5 in the standings are literally separated by 11 points. This could be an all-time classic F2 season, if it isn't already.
Isn't F2 already always a classic season? It seems like, especially the ones that I've commentated with you. We've just had a banger after banger after banger. Yeah, 3. Yeah, we commentated 3 together, or 2 and 3/4. I don't know. Math. I wasn't even supposed to be here to commentate this one, but all the flights in my stake I canceled, so I didn't get to go to Evo this year. I'm big sad. I drank my depression away, but now I'm happy again because we're here for F2, baby. And we got a Red Bull coming out of the pits of TL. And he's going to be looking to pick up some free positions as 3 drivers have not set a lap. I think Schaefer's just kind of killing some time, having some fun.
I think so. I really just hope...
if he's out of the way, no harm, no foul.
I just hope he doesn't set a lap, because if he does set a lap, then obviously he's screwed up his own main race. But yes, let's hope that he does just dive in the pit lane. We've had a couple of drivers say, oh, I thought we started at 7. Well, I'm afraid you've missed the boat, because we're about to get into the main race here. And
when have we ever started it? It's been the same time. Every race this season. What? Bruh!
So, Schaefer is going to dive in the pit lane eventually. I thought he was going to stay out there, but he does just cut the pit
Just
entry.
wasting tires, though.
TL, though, is out on the circuit on a set of intermediates. That is a very risky corner now. It was already risky, Stowe, but I think obviously in the normal direction going around this track, Logan, it's fairly straightforward in these kind of cars. You know, it's a slight lift maybe, and then you can easily get through there, no matter the condition, really. But now, Stowe in reverse is really risky because you've got the grass right on the outside, and there's no runoff. So, as you would normally see, a lot of drivers run wide at that corner when we're going the normal way around. Now you can't do that. You're going to get chucked onto the grass, and at very high speed as well. We could see quite a few incidents there.
Absolutely. I expect incidents today because you got a lot of grass as the runoff now instead. It kind of reminds me of Australia, where on paper, Australia is not really a hard track to drive. But if you do make a mistake, it is very punishing because you either got grass runoff or a wall waiting for you at every corner.
Absolutely. I'm really interested to see how the race goes. I think the start is going to be absolutely explosive. It's going to be a full dry race, which people will be pleased to know. But those first couple of corners, it's a very quick and tight first corner, if you can call that kind of sweeping left. But then we've got a very quick kind of chicane. Well, it's not quick. It's more the change of direction is very quick, Logan. So then at the start of the race, when you've got all the cars clumped together, it could cause quite a lot of chaos. Just everyone trying to get through those corners.
Absolutely. And when you're full tilt on the battery on the overtake to try to gain positions off the start, it's really easy to lock the rears into that corner because you're already turning pretty much as you start braking for that corner. And then it's hard braking because you got to be able to clip the inside of that curb to get a good line through the chicane. So it's
Mm.
going to be really interesting to see the start here. I mean, it's always interesting to see the start F2. I'm also interested in what the tire strategy is going to be. In the last couple races, you could say we've seen some tire strategies of all time. And yeah, I think it's going to play a big part in this race here today if we stay green for an extended period of time.
Yes, absolutely. And we hope to see that because it's a fairly short race anyway. Obviously, we've got the F1 division later with a full sprint race as well. So they'll
My
need
favorite.
to. Yes, absolutely. So, right. TL is doing one more lap. Do you want to run us through this last lap? I know it's in intermediate conditions, but run
Yep,
us through. Oh no, he's retired.
yep,
We've got Code Manic though. Code Manic's still on the track. He's halfway through. So if you want to take that over just to fill the gaps.
yep. He's coming down this straight that has a name that I don't know because I'm American. And as you approach here, you can brake very late into this corner. You want to hug the inside though, because while you could take the outside on the exit to carry more speed, it's all about setting yourself up for this right-hander, and the dry can take a lot of speed through there. Get the full throttle quickly, bomb it down this straight, chuck the battery into the engine or something, you get what I'm saying? And then here, downshift, brake, not lock the rears because you're slightly turning, and then again, you don't want to take the full racing line here because it's all about setting up for this corner right here. It's sharp at the beginning, opens up on the exit, but grass on the outside, so don't go too deep. Get the full throttle quickly. This curb's stable here on the inside. Chuck it through the final corner, easy flat in the dry conditions. He's going to come across the line there, and it is a lap time. 4 seconds, 4.6 seconds off his personal best.
Absolutely. So it's really just about killing time at the moment. We're going to try and get Dixon in for. I mean, he's got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Jump in that Mercedes and just get himself in the session. Who knows if he can still get in now? Get out there on the set of intermediates if you can join in the next 20 seconds or so. But well, here we go. What are you expecting for the race, Logan? I mean, it's it's really going into unknown territory where obviously the drivers in terms of the cars are going to run fairly low wing setups, although the high speed corners the track is very much mostly at full throttle. But are you expecting in terms of strategy a fairly simple one stop for 35%?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an easy one stop for 35%. I'm trying to think how many laps that would be. I think you might be able to just get away with mediums to softs, possibly. Honestly, I would hold on to the hard tires and not start on them Because let's say you get 5, 6 laps into this race, and then there's a safety car, then you could possibly just take those hards all the way to the end. So I expect the mediums and the softs to be used by most everyone early on, but I don't know why I am thinking logically about potential strategy calls in this division, because we saw what happened in Monaco, where everyone and their mother went to hards instead of going to softs at the end of that race.
Yeah, I think it's that same old thing with F2. You just got to keep your nose clean, and especially around a track like this where everybody's kind of going into the unknown. This bit here with Comatic going through right now, that is what I'm on about. Those couple of corners there, I think that's going to be chaos on the opening lap, and then this corner here, which I should actually know what this is, but I forgot after the hangar straight here. I always forget certain corner names. But on the exit here, look at that gravel right there. People are going to end up in that at the beginning of the race. Dixon has got in the session, so that's good to see. He's going to be starting at the back, but he will make his debut here at the British Grand Prix. And in terms of those watching for a home winner, so well, I should have probably prepared for this one before saying that out loud, but I believe Michael Lewis is British himself, so I think that's a home pole position. I will bring this up when my phone decides to work, because obviously we don't have the nationalities on the screen right now. And then I will fill that. I know for a fact Hariboman, Hyperghost, and Oracle are all British drivers. Danique himself is Czech Republican, which is or just Czech, should I say? I don't know why I said Republican after that. Here we go then. So British drivers. Michael Lewis is indeed British, so it is a British pole here at Silverstone. We've also got Ronnie, Jabs, who are both British. The Mile is American, I believe. No, he's Spanish. I do apologise. We've then got Code Manic is Jamaican, and then TL himself is British, and I might as well round off the rest now. I've started with this one. Kaliev is American. Schaefer is Dutch. We've then got Dixon, who I actually don't know because he's that new to the league, and then Jivikapi himself is Chinese. So we've got a good old mix of nationalities in the F2 division for this season, and at the minute, the British home favourites are not doing too bad. How do you think on the odds of a British winner here, Logan? Are you putting your money on that, or are you putting it on somewhere else?
I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm here for it.
That is what we want to hear. The checker flag is out, though, on this qualifying session. Comanic's in the pit lane. Michael Lewis is on pole with Danique on the front row. And it's not long to wait now until we are getting into the action here, as that McLaren crew wheel Codemanic back into the garage. And I must say as well, the Constructors' Championship, there's only 3 points separating the top 3 in that one, because we've got RB, Ferrari, and Sauber with nothing between them in that. So that is another thing to keep an eye on going into this British GP, that
Wow,
even the
look at
Constructors'
that.
standings are close.
5 British drivers in the top 6.
There you have it. There you have it. So, will we get a home winner? The odds are looking likely at the minute, Logan.
Yeah, I give it about 50%. 50. FIDDY 50.
A word on Michael Luis's lap there, actually. I mean, there's big gaps, but was that more just because of it being a one-shot quality, or do you think he genuinely showed there he's far ahead of the rest?
No, maybe in these conditions he is. He just didn't make a mistake like everyone else did.
Absolutely.
I know it's a simple answer, but it's what happened. I call it like I see it, folks. Which is why my sanity's lost.
Right.
This is why I don't do drugs.
Here we go then. We are almost there for the F2 British Grand Prix of Season 24. And let's see what happens here. It's a full dry race, and it's a very short run into the first corner. I am not ready for this at all, because I've got absolutely no idea what this race is going to be like. I've never even watched a race in reverse, with the reverse layout, on this new F1 game. So we are going into uncharted territories here. And as the drivers pick their setups, get their strategies fine-tuned, we will then head to the grid for the start of round 6. And here we go then. Here come the lights. Ahead of the drivers, we've got 5 red lights here in Silverstone. And we are underway for the F2 British Grand Prix. And Michael Lewis has got a good start then. He leads into the first corner. We're side by side just behind though. There's Danique with the inside line. We've got 4 cars off the track in the background. The Ferrari absolutely clatters the curb there, but they all make it through fairly clean there. No crashes, as I feared.
We got a reset.
Oh, we have got a reset.
Miles reset the track.
And the Red Bull is into the last position. Hyperghost has been passed by Oracle on that first lap. But Michael Lewis then leads down the hangar straight, going through this section now. It's all pretty good at the moment, Logan. And I'm really quite shocked almost that we've had no spins or collisions.
Yeah, Miles spun and then quickly reset the track. Gavukapa made a mistake coming out of the corner and lost positions. And
we've had them both off. Oh dear, that's another car off as well.
Off in the background.
And the McLaren's
they're everywhere. They're everywhere. The track's that way, boys.
That was Oracle and Hyperghost touching wheels, and they both took themselves off at Stowe there onto the grass, and they both lost tons of positions. I tell you, we've got a real mix of strategies as well here. Just looking at the tyres on the screen there, we've got loads of drivers on the soft tyres and loads of drivers on the mediums, and we've got Dixon at the back on a set of hard tyres. But Michael Lewis then has got a gap now to 1.5 seconds. Haraman is putting the pressure on Denise for second place.
Gavukapa is around on the penultimate corner, or third to last corner. So he's dropped down to the back. And look, we got McLarens together, we got Ferraris together. We'll see if there's team play or if they're going to battle each other hard here in the opening laps.
So, plenty of changes then as Danique absolutely clatters the curb, and we have had a mistake.
Hyperghost. Oh, and Hyperghost is now around as he mounts the curb on the inside of the second part of the chicane. Callie gets a 10-second time penalty for a corner cut.
And here's Danique and Harriman for second place. That's Harriman now up into second place. Ronnie in the background went off into the gravel himself. So there's absolutely everything happening here at the start of this one. But that is Danique now down into further 2. McLaren's are now going at it as well. Oracle moving back up the order ahead of his teammate. And, well, it is all starting to kick off, Logan.
Yes, it is, and Danique is really close to Haribo Man and Michael Luis with a 2-second gap already out in front. He's looking damn good here early on.
And there's
it's Schaefer and Jab side by side. He hits the curb on the inside on the previous corner, but doesn't spin it around. And they're going to be battling down this straight as well. And Callie's close by, but he's got a 10-second time penalty.
Yeah, Kaliev there, yeah, I think he went straight on at the first corner, and that's how he gained so many places, but in the end got a whopping penalty for it, and so he's got a lot of work to do. There's a car gone off, that's Jabs. That's Jabs taking way too much of that corner there, and almost ending on to the other part of the circuit. He's dropped now back down to 7th place, and I think we're just going to see a lot of this in this race, Logan, where the drivers just cannot get dialed into this track.
Yeah, and they're just going to keep battling back and forth with a lot of straightaways to overtake as well.
Oh,
as Hyperghost is getting real close to Codematic. He might have touched the back of him there. And we got a position change as it looks like Oracle has gotten by TL.
He has, yeah. It was a sweet move as well. Just caught out TL there as he took too tight of a line into that little chicane. And Oracle just set that up beautifully to take the position up into 8th. But he's still got a long recovery drive ahead of him. And thankfully, the pack is kind of closed right back up again. I thought there was a little bit of a split for a moment there, Logan, but now everybody's getting very close, and Danique is hunting down Harriman for second, yeah.
Yeah, yes, he is. He's getting very close. Not going to be able to do it on this occasion. He's trying to set himself up good for the straight. And him being on the mediums right now, he's actually sitting in a pretty good position, because obviously he's going to be quicker at the end of the race if we stay green and go to softs.
Absolutely. I tell you, we almost need a DRS straight down here. We've got a yellow flag for someone.
Falling down. Codematic has made a mistake, and now he's fallen back behind the lead group. Well, I guess he's got Dixon behind him as well, who has no battery and hard tires.
Yes, I mean, We're seeing quite a lot of that. I was saying where that Red Bull is now on the track map, we need another DRS point there because you could just see Danique there was getting very close to Harriman, but where that DRS is on this reverse layout down the old start-finish straight, it's just not long of a straight, and it's a bit at an angle as well. It makes it extra difficult to make that overtake. But Danique is closing in. You wonder if the soft tyres will start to go off quite soon around a circuit like this, Logan. I mean, we're obviously expecting high tyre wear with the nature of this track.
I think they'll be all right for a little bit. I anticipate. Oh, it's only an 18-lap race. Yeah, I anticipate the softs go in 8 laps, maybe like an 8-10 type of run.
Well,
and Callie is now just kind of in the way of Jabs with that 10-second time penalty. Jabs going to be getting very frustrated, as now he's just losing time, and he's got a DRS train approaching him behind. If they have a collision, Oracle's going to get 2 spots for free.
We're going to move for second place here. Here goes Danique down the inside. Oh, how did they not make contact? So close going into that corner. The Mercedes now will have the outside line. The Aston Martin chucks it back up the inside to hold the position. He's going to hang on around the outside. They've both not got any DRS here, like I was saying. They're going to go wheel to wheel. They're also wheel to wheel behind. But Danique will not have the favourable line here. Has to just settle for third place. But a good little scrap there. And as these two do this, Logan, that is allowing Michael Luis to check out front, but maybe they have already accepted this is going to be a battle for second place here.
Maybe they have, and further back, Jabs got around Callie, and also Hyperghost got around Gavukapu as well.
So, they're making it work, they're making the overtakes work so far in this race, only 5 laps in. And like I was saying, I'm imagining these soft tyre runs.
On Codematic. Dixon gets around Codematic as Codematic makes a mistake. We have a yellow flag. Callie is off. He already had a 10-second time penalty. Now he's lit up the rears. And it's another great day for Red Bull as they were on P13 and 14.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back spins there, and that is not ideal
and
at all.
Hyperghost going side by side to the S section. Gavukapu's going to get back around Hyperghost as these two continue the scrap on the soft tires for P9.
Absolutely.
Danique went wide.
He did.
Second, he was very close to Haribo-man, but now he's going to launch down the inside.
Oh, and they
touch.
touch.
Curb, keeps the rear intact. Haribo-man's going to hold the inside here, but Danique carries more speed on the outside, and he's going to be able to keep that second place for now.
Yeah, so Danique then now up into second place. So good move from him. And look at that, Schaefer now and Ronnie right on the tail.
Gavukapu. Hard tires looking to get around the soft tires for Dixon.
So
I can do it there.
So that is because I believe JVKP, he's had a spin. I saw there was brief yellow flags there. He had a spin at the beginning of the Wellington straight there. So costly mistake, and there is your gap then from 10th now up to 9th. There's a big gap of 4.5 seconds, so these guys are well and truly detached, and there's very much 2 races now going on here with a bit of a train, you'd have to say, behind Danique in second place.
Yeah, and look at Schaefer qualifying banned to P4 on lap 6.
He's on a charge.
Very good there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's on the medium tires as well, so he's only going to be stronger as the race goes on.
Well, we'll see if Danique can break that DRS now and what pace he's got in the locker. But at this part of the circuit, there's not too many overtakes as Danique goes wide again onto the grass. And, well, we can already see there's quite a lot of almost track marks at that part of the circuit, and there's Schaefer there again, taking that wide line, setting it up very nicely through this part, will then get a good exit onto this next straight, gets a little bit wide there though, loses maybe a 10th or so to the Aston Martin, but he's taking a different line into that part of the circuit, Logan, and he's really hunting down Harriman, and you'd have to say, I mean, the gap to leader is still only 3.9 seconds. If the likes of Schaefer has got through the field that quickly, you still can't rule him out. There's a long way to go here.
Yeah, like I said, especially since Michael Luis is on the sauce, Schaefer's going to be the fastest man on track here come the end of the race, most likely.
Absolutely. It's maybe
the DRS train forming now from second all the way down to 7th. As the Ferraris have switched spots. No, that's because TL has dove into the pits. He's getting off the softs on lap 7.
And he's got a 10-second penalty.
Mediums. Oh, no. and he'll be going on the mediums for the rest of this race.
So that gives us our answer then. That is a straight soft to medium. And there's a move from Schaefer then with a DRS on Harriman. Harriman himself's got DRS as well, but he's going to have the inside line and he will get the move done. Has to get punchy there on the brakes, gets the power back down, and he might just hang on here. I think the Aston Martin is still there. No, he's not. Schaefer is through then, and he is seriously on a charge, Logan. I mean, you'd imagine he might even have a go at the Mercedes on the next straight, who has a penalty. Yeah.
Oracle wide. Jabs with the penalty. And Jabs has a run on Ronnie here.
Oh.
He's going to look to the inside. Ronnie turns in on him. Jabs goes around.
Not too sure what to make of that one. I thought that was... It's a tricky one there in terms of whether the move was on, though. What do you make of that?
He wasn't left room on the inside at all. He got turned in on. He would have been alongside if he was able to not get turned in on.
Well,
but it is what it is.
A lot of work to do now for Jabs. We've got a car in the pit lane.
Ronnie's going into pits. Danique's in the pits.
10-second penalty.
Speeds. Oh my god. This is a tricky pit lane to break into, and people definitely did not know that going in, as we got lots of cars in the pits now getting off those soft tires. Gavuka still staying out on those softs.
So obviously Danique's got that penalty, but he's going on to hard tyres then from the mediums there. He's not going into softs, which is an interesting call. Dixon gets a penalty for corner cutting. Harriman then jumps Danique. No, he doesn't. Sorry, I'm talking absolute rubbish. He will jump Danique eventually. Look how slow this pit lane is because of where the pit entry is normally. They are just stuck at crawling speed.
Look at this. Look for Michael Luis's comparison.
Absolutely. I mean, I knew it was going to be a slow pit lane, but that is absolutely crazy as we got the Ferrari of TL absolutely dipping it in the gravel there and did a good job to keep that car going. He's obviously made a pit stop on the last lap, and he's gained quite a lot. Maybe the undercut is quite powerful here, Logan, because he's right back into play here with some of these front runners.
Yeah, the tire's going to be getting pretty worn at this point, even though it's only 8 laps into the race. Codematic is in DRS range of Dixon as well for P6 on track currently.
So Michael Luis, race leader, coming in the pit lane then. Gets it slowed down very early, actually. Played that very safe. Coming into the pits. Schaefer as well into the pit lane. Doesn't get a penalty. Oracle, same for him. So the top three, all in the pits then. The Sauber of Jabs will continue on and will take the lead of this race. Let's see. It should be a fresh set of mediums on the car for Michael Luis. Yes, another penalty for the Mercedes. Mediums go on then, and let's see, what are the gaps going to look like coming out the pit lane here? Because there they are, coming around the final corner. There is Danique, the Mercedes, and I tell you, they're not going to be far off here. Here they come out the pit lane, Michael Luis. He's going to keep his lead, but that gap, as Danique, just a bit of commentator's curse, just dips a wheel in the grass. He had taken out a little bit of time out of Michael Luis there.
Yeah, he has. Quite a bit of time gone. I'm going to look at the tires now. Schaefer went the hards. Why? I give up. Haribo Man has caught Danique, who's on hard tires for some reason. So he'll have a tire advantage for the entirety of the race. Because reasons. Top three still to pit. Yeah, we're going to have to wait until the whole pit cycle plays out to see where everyone is. And also look at the tires, because some weird decisions are being made as Oracle and Hypergoats are also on the hards. For no good reason!
Well, Harriman here making the difference on these mediums because he's really closing up to Danique. Obviously, he'll know Danique has a lot of penalties here, so he really is a bit out of the mix here. But as Javikipi comes into the pit lane and gets out of the way. The Aston Martin there of Harriman gets very close to Danique through those couple of corners. Great camera shot with the helicam just there, and he won't be close enough, you would imagine, into the first corner. He'd have to be very brave to try and overtake just here. But the Mercedes is struggling and gets another penalty.
Yeah, another penalty. Hard tires. It's not looking good for him. It's going to give Harabaman an
Oh,
opportunity to
great
let
move.
him go intelligently.
Right around the outside,
But now
though.
he's going to have the DRS. Is he
Well,
going to look to get him back? Yes, he is.
yeah. And, well, Harriman there may just get a bit caught out here. Oh, yeah, it has to concede. They're still almost wheel to wheel, but Harriman unable to get that move done in the end, and he'll be super frustrated because it just is
Audience
losing more and
penalty.
more time. Yes, absolutely. So they're starting to rack up, and there goes the Aston Martin off the track as well. So too does Ronnie.
Ronnie wide. And now here comes TL. He's going to get him. Oh, he hits the car on
Oh,
the outside. Oh, he keeps it together. He just
dear
cooled off the
me.
tires. He was just cooling off the tires. We're good. Little moisture in the grass to cool them off.
It's crazy, isn't it? How many of them make that same mistake there? I mean, yeah, maybe it is just the nature of the track. As Jabs continues out here, now I'm telling you now, if Jabs, how many penalties has he got? He's only got 3 seconds here. He's playing the long game here. If we had a sudden safety car from somewhere, he is going to be in such a good position because everybody else, bar Manic, has pitted here, and that is surely what he's gambling on here.
Yeah, or he's planning on pitting this lap, going to Sauce for 7 laps, as TL goes very wide through the first corner. Got a DRS train forming again from Harabaman. Oh, or I guess from Danique all the way down to TL.
Mm.
And Oracle has now caught TL, who has lost DRS.
Oh, there goes Harriman on Danique, right around the outside there. Good move again, and this
Oh, they're side
time
by
he's got
side.
it
They
done.
touch. Oracle and TL touch, but no incident or no spin. That was really close there to a bad accident.
Oh, Danique has gone wide as well again there. So again, he makes
So
a
is
mistake
Oracle.
with a DRS,
They're
and
all planting corn.
he's got the move done. He's back ahead of the Aston Martin. This must be so infuriating for Harriman right now. He's
Oh, he
actually
touches
making
him.
contact, yeah.
Touches the butt.
This is going to get quite spicy here because we've got Schaefer and Ronnie now closing right up behind these two. And with those two scrapping, they are really going to open the door here for the others to
The
bring
leader
themselves into play.
pits.
Yeah, Jabs is in the pits. He's given up on that safety car. And I think Code Manic stays out. So that means he will probably have to, have to defend, I guess, from Michael Lewis on this next lap. I don't know what he'll be able to defend with, because I think Michael Lewis should be able to make the move fairly easily. But it's all about this battle for second place, Logan. And with not too many laps to go here, this is wide open, this one.
Yeah, still very wide open. Man, what a bad move by Schaefer to go to the hards. If he was on softs right now, he could make mincemeat of these cars ahead and still be good for P2. But
Well,
strategy decisions are made, I guess.
they're very close there. I mean, Schaefer, if Harriman didn't have the DRS in
Oracle
front...
and TL, they're going to touch again, and this time Oracle is around. Saves it, though.
I tell you, that Ferrari was so close for hitting the McLaren. He's struggling to get it back on the track, and there he goes, passed by JVKP. Well, sorry, I meant the other one.
Oh, Haribo-man's off. He goes and plants some corn. He's going to touch some more grass on the inside for good measure. He's like, I went through the grass on the outside, might as well even it out and go to the grass on the inside, too.
Yes, there you go, struggling again on the exit of that corner. Ronnie will be next to have a go at the Aston Martin. But Schaefer
Team orders by Ferrari. Hyper goes through.
Yes.
TL lets him through.
So Hyper goes then on a bit of charge. He could actually still pick up some decent points here, the championship leader, because of penalties up the road. Kobanic does finally pit. So that'll move Hyperghost up into 6th, and you'd imagine he's still on for a P4 finish here after penalties, so you won't want to take that line again, though. Very wide through the final corner. But damage limitation, you'd have to say, Logan, for the championship leader at the minute.
Yeah, at the minute, but still anything could change, especially with the strategy decisions we've seen. Codematic does go to softs, thank you. So did Jabs as well, thank you. Sanity slightly restored. Check back with me in about 3 minutes' time. What else do we got going on here? Still a DRS train for second. Man, Schaefer's still looking good for second, even though he's on the hard tires. If he was on the sauce instead. gonna have to
Yeah.
deal with all this.
Yeah, Danique has done well to just keep in that second place. Despite of 16 seconds worth of penalties, he is seriously going to tumble down the order. But
Yeah.
he's kind of like the cork in the bottle, really, for these guys at the minute. None of them have been able to get into any decent rhythm.
Here comes Jabs on Gavukapa. He's gonna try to send it around the outside. Jabs defends for now.
Yeah,
They're
off
both
the inside
very
line,
low in
though.
battery,
Ooh.
but just such a grip difference. Who has DRS here?
Well, they don't have it on this straight. There's no detection for this one, and Jabs gets the move done with the fresher tires, better exit, and it's an easy pass. Michael Luis then starts lap 14 of 18. He is absolutely dominating this one, and nothing is stopping him at this moment in time. And it looks like Michael Luis is going to end this different winner streak, Logan. I can't believe it. I thought we were going to get a 6th different winner tonight. But at the minute, it looks like it's all good.
Just you wait. We've seen crazier things happen.
Well,
we've seen a lot crazier things happen, to be honest.
Oh, who's that? Ronnie there, dipping a tire in the gravel. Schaefer once again gets very close to Danique. He has a little look to the outside. Can't find a way through at this part of the track. We'll have to set it out once again. And Schaefer's clearly got the pace. Well, the second best pace of this race, Logan, but he's just not been able to get into that position. And like you're saying, the tyre choice has maybe made his life extra difficult here.
Oh, it has, absolutely. Also, the battery management's been poor. Danique, the only one I'm really seeing managing the battery well, while also battling other cars. That's really helping him here.
As
Gavukapa gets back through on Jabs.
So that's surprising. Jabs on the fresh softs. But still no move here for second place. Danique doing well. Just to frustrate everybody.
He goes very wide.
Oh.
Very, very wide. He's touching every part of the circuit. He's going to lose a little time there.
Yeah, strange moment there for Jabs. He'll have to get his foot down and recover. We've got the two Red Bulls now having their own incident at the very back. That's the mile now facing... no, he is facing the right way, but just very slowly. Lap 15 then, and Danique is still here in second place, frustrating the life out of everybody behind him because of how many penalties he's got. But Schaefer now will have DRS, and he is gaining and gaining, using the ERS as well on the Mercedes, but he still cannot get close enough to that car as Hyperghost. Yeah. As Harriman gets penalty as well. Yeah. So that's... Is that no, that's a first penalty for him, but that will mean Hyperghost will move up to a net P3 now, which is quite big for the championship because the likes of Harriman are in the mix with him in the standings, and any little mistake like that is going to prove very costly at this point of the season.
And now Schaefer doesn't have to do anything. The car ahead has penalties, his car behind has penalties, he can just chill, and he's got P2.
Absolutely. He can technically just bring it home at the minute, but it's never quite that straightforward here in the F2 division. And at the minute, they're all kind of sitting tight at the minute. Nobody's kind of going for that gamble, going for that lunge. I think that's one thing I would say about this layout, Logan, is it is quite hard to make those kind of moves because there's no kind of real proper overtaking points now with this, would you say, with this different version of the track?
Oh, there's still plenty of places to do it. Still a lot of straightaways. Just, it makes it hard when you make bad strategy calls and don't manage your battery at all.
Yeah, that is true. But do you think though, like maybe just the lack of slow corners is maybe providing less overtakes here at this stage of the race?
No, I think it's Schaefer now gets a penalty. I think it's just like you got to manage your battery. You can't overtake if you don't have a pace advantage. You can't have a pace advantage if you have no battery.
Well, speaking of overtaking, that was we've got a crash. That's the mile.
It's the Miles. He's out of the race. Is there going to be a safety car? That is shocking to see coming from the Miles. Has been the pinnacle of consistency all season long.
The car is gone, and we're not going to get a safety car. It's late in the race. If that happened maybe a lap or so ago, maybe there could have been. but the car has disappeared, and it looks like there will not be any late safety car here. So Michael Luis is about to start the penultimate lap, and there is going to be nothing to deny him victory here. And he has been in dominant form, like he was in Australia earlier in the season, where he absolutely took everyone to the cleaners. He's doing it again here at Silverstone, and the gap comes down ever so slightly, but he is well gone out front. Some of the battles, as Danique gets another penalty, he's now up, I think that's 19 seconds, 19 seconds worth of penalties now.
Yeah, he's going to be a clear-cut winner for the Darky Award today.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
We love you, Darky. Hope you're doing well.
Well, there's another little squabble going on here for fourth place because Hyperghost is getting very, very close to the Aston Martin, has a little think about the move, but he's got Ronnie getting very close behind him. Now, Ronnie will be determined to clear the Ferrari because he knows if he can get the Aston Martin, they're on the same amount of penalties. So there could still be something at play there for these drivers.
Schaefer goes wide.
He does, yes. So another mistake from him. But those cars have broken away from Harriman, and I think that's what's causing a little bit of a scrap here, because Harriman himself, Logan, doesn't have DRS anymore. So this is it for Ronnie. If he wants to try and get the Aston Martin, he's going to have to absolutely send it on this last lap, which is not far off now.
Yeah, and here comes Hyperghost. No, he backs out of it. Doesn't make the move yet. He's got to avoid a penalty. He took a lot of curb on the inside.
Oh my word. Oh my word. The Williams of Ronnie there completely missed the braking point. That was a miracle that the Ferrari ghosted there, because he very almost cleaned him out. I mean, he absolutely hit the curb and everything, but for once the ghosting system has saved Hyperghost there, and he can count his lucky stars.
Caution! We have a Red Bull around. It's been a great day for Red Bull.
And that's not the first time we've said that this season. As Schaefer takes a heck of a lot of curb there through that corner, but he is sitting comfortable at the minute, and I think most of these guys are sitting comfortable. I don't think we're going to see any more position changes on this final lap unless something dramatic happens here, and they're all sitting tight.
Here comes Hyperghost on Hairboman, and look where this is going to happen. Oh, someone's going wide. But we're going to get some corn planted here on the outside. Here they go. Yeet!
Oh, and the contact!
Hey, he's around! He's around! And now he's in the kitty litter. He's going to lose multiple spots. And here comes TL. He's going to get him as well. Here comes Jabs. He's going to send it around the outside of Hairboman. What a terrible end to the race for him. They're side by side.
He'll be furious.
You're going to have to take us to the leader for the win. Hairberman holds on to that position from Jabs.
Well, Harriman will be furious with Hyperghost there, but one driver who won't be furious is Michael Luis. He'll be absolutely delighted with this performance. He has dominated this one. He rounds the final corner to win the FC British Grand Prix, and there was no doubt about it right from the beginning of that race. Danique, with a load of penalties, will tumble down the order. Schaefer is in second. Hyperghost then will come home in third. Ronnie actually gets pipped by Javier Capri at the end there from absolutely nowhere, considering he had a spin. Yeah, he had a spin earlier on, so he's recovered amazingly to get fourth there. Oracle's sixth. Harriman is then seventh in the end. Jabs eighth. There's Danique then in the end in ninth place, with TL completing the top 10. Kobanic, a disappointing return for him, with Dixon 12th, and then Kaliev way behind down in 13th. But Danique there with those penalties proving really costly. But Javier Capri, with no penalties, Logan, has absolutely cashed in there.
Yes, he has. What a day by RB. Neither of them got the qualify, am I correct?
Never got the... Say that again. Sorry.
Neither of the RBs got the qualify.
No, they didn't.
They're in what? Second and fourth.
Yeah. Great recovery.
With no safety cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael and Schaefer, even though he might have made a bad strategy call from last to second, great drive by him. But Michael Luis, like I said last week, when you're leading and the stream never talks about you, that's because you're having a damn good day.
Yeah, exactly. And what a fine performance. We do have a British winner at the British Grand Prix. And there they are celebrating on this podium. Two British drivers, actually, on the podium. And, well, that was quite the statement drive, wasn't it, Logan, from Michael Luis? I believe he will take the championship lead as well, but he's one of these funny drivers this season, isn't he? Where he's not necessarily been winning every race. Obviously, he hasn't because that's only his second win of the season, and he's had to recover quite a lot in races. But when he is out front and when he gets a clean qualifying lap in, he's almost a bit unstoppable, isn't he?
Yeah, and like we say every season, it's about minimizing mistakes and just grabbing the free points that people hand you in the F2 division. You will win championships.
Absolutely. Well, he takes the
Great job by
championship
Michael
lead.
Luis today.
Yeah,
Great drive. Like I said, we didn't really talk about him. It's no disrespect. I mean, it was just because you're killing it. Nothing to talk about when you just run a fundamental mistake-free race out in front. Great performance by him. And if he races like that, I mean, he'll be in the F1 division sooner rather than later. Keeps a cool head like that and just stays mistake-free in the pack, be able to get some good finishes in the F1 division.
Totally. So that means, yeah, he moves in the championship lead. I believe then Hyper Ghost will still be second. Harriman, who was third in the standing, he's going to drop down a few places because of that late spin there. And I'm sure he will be really kicking off about that one. But quite a few drivers saying it was quite hard to follow in that race. They were saying quite a lot of dirty air.
Yeah.
So something to keep an eye on.
Low wings, yeah.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on for the F1 division later because that could be quite influential, and it just shows qualifying is probably quite important around that track, Logan.
I mean, qualifying is always important in Formula One, but you know what also help with following cars? Not burning all of your battery and being derating for 90% of the race.
Absolutely.
Look at Danique. He didn't have the pace, but he had the battery, so he was able to stay ahead even on hard tires for how long?
Well, for a good chunk of that race, but unfortunately for him, those penalties have proven massively costly because he tumbled down right down to ninth place despite finishing second on the track. It showed us well how close the field was behind the race leader. But next week we've got a bit more reverse layout action because we've got the Austrian Grand Prix, which will be in reverse. We've also got a sprint race in the F2 division there. So you'll need to make sure you tune in for that one and see what will happen next time out in this season 24 of TFR eSports in the F2 division. I've been CJH, he's been Epic the Animal, and we'll see you in the next one. There we are.
Oh, yeah.
An interesting race.
One. Yeah. Maybe not so much out in front, but overall, another good one.